Hi, guys. It's me again, and I'm here with the book that I just finished reading, which is The Bookshop on the Corner by Jenny Colgan. So, if you're someone who's looking for a story that does not burn you with a heavy plot, this one is for you. So, this comes across as chick lit, and it's not a genre that I read often. But I read it, I picked it because I was also stressed and I was looking for something which was, relaxing to read. So I picked it up, and guess what? I liked it. So this book is about a librarian called Nina, and she loses her job when her library closes down. So when this happens, she decides to open her own bookshop, a mobile bookshop actually, because she's someone who loves books. She's quite passionate about books. It's like that's all she knows about. So she doesn't really want to part with books. So there's something that happens in the book which inspires her to do this. So she just decides to, buy a van and run a mobile bookshop. But being the introverted person she is, this decision takes her by surprise. And even her friends don't believe that she would go ahead and do it. However, she goes ahead and she does it, and eventually it proves to be a great adventure for her. So it's also interesting to say that this decision, for certain reasons, takes her away from home, and she actually ends up opening this bookshop in Scotland, a gorgeous country with handsome men, according to the book, right? It's, So throughout the book, you can see the challenges that she faces of running a business and also forming new relationships. So it's quite beautiful. And when I was reading it, I felt like I was a part of it. So what I loved about this book was how the author portrayed the Scottish landscape. It's gorgeous, I really felt like packing my bags up and going there. And also, the story has certain social events that take place in Scotland. And those events sound so magical, so romantic. And when you read the story, you feel like you want to be a part of those. And apart from those, I think even the food, oh my God. Okay, the scenes, in those scenes where they eat, right? The food sounds delicious and scrumptious, and you really feel like, you really want to eat them. I don't know. That was what happened to me when I was reading the story. So those were the things that I really liked about this book. And if I tell you about the themes, I think one of the main themes is the power of books, or the joy of reading, right? So the story tells us that there could be at least one book that everyone would resonate with. So there could be a person who claims that, they don't like reading, but at one point or at some point of their life, they would come across a book that they can connect with. And it also shows how reading stories that we can connect with can bring happiness and joy to us, and how they can also maybe become a way of healing for the readers. So I think as book lovers, you and I can agree with that, right? Another theme that the book deals with would be love, right? So it talks about the fact that we sometimes fall in love with the idea of falling in love, right? Would maybe deceive us, or would make us take wrong decisions, right? So the writer kind of asks the reader to distinguish between the idea of falling in love with the idea of falling in love, and falling in love with a real person. So sometimes we can get attracted to somebody, and we might think that we are in love, but it could not be the case. So the story, as I told you earlier, takes us through Nina's journey of falling in love or finding love. And yeah, that's also beautifully and intensely presented, right? So I'm sure you will enjoy reading that. So I think apart from that, it also shows how the community is important, and how one can maybe face challenges, stronger when they have the community support. And yeah, I think lots of books nowadays deal with the importance of community, and I think that's actually quite nice, because that is one thing that we should think about, in the modern times. Right. So that's all I have. Oh, no, one thing. So I do have to warn you that the story is a bit predictable. But I think when you pick a book of this genre, you kind of expect it to be predictable. So you can't necessarily blame the story or the book. But it did not necessarily prevent me from enjoying it. So I really liked it. So if you get to read it, please let me know your thoughts. Right. So that's all from me for now. I'll see you again with another book recommendation. So if you like this video, please press thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. See you. Have a great day.